I'm Michelle Hampton.
And I'm Daniel Hampton.
We've known each other for about 5 years, 6 years?
5.5.
No, 6 years.
That's a good story.
Okay, well, we met at a friend of ours' house at a fundraiser, Paula Hood, and Dan was coming to see if he wanted to participate in the fundraiser, and I was actually working the fundraiser. And he knew my family for 20 years before I even knew him. He knew my mother and my sister Adrian.
That's great.
And so at the fundraiser, he approached me and asked me if I was from Pasadena, and I told him born and raised. And then he proceeded to just ask me questions. So we knew a lot of mutual people. And then he told me he knew my mother and my nephew and my sister. So after that, it was like, wow, and we just became friends.
Yeah, we ended up talking about probably that day a good 2 hours. And it was supposed to be a one-day event, but I actually ended up coming 2 weeks straight just to see her. Wow, you know what? I knew she was a lady because I heard her, literally heard her before I even saw her. It was an orientation, so we're all together, and as we're together, it was all these men for this thing, what did you mention? Diva. And so I was supposed to be one of the ushers and the escorts, but I know ladies, a real woman from a lady, from how she walks. So I'm listening to the orientation and I'm paying attention and I'm eating my meal. The next thing I hear is the footsteps of an elegant woman, a woman who's gracious. She wasn't walking fast, it was how her footsteps were put together. And I literally said, whoa, let me just look with my peripheral vision who that is.
When I first met him, I thought he was a tall, nice, dark, handsome man. He was very friendly, and he was just asking me questions and things, and I'm thinking, who is this guy? So immediately after I met him, and when I left, I called my sister and I said, Adrian, do you know? And she's like, oh yeah, that's Dan. You don't know him? Everybody knows Dan. I said, no, I don't know him. So I honestly know that it was divine, because 2 years prior, Adrian was telling me I needed to meet Daniel because we had a mutual business partner and she wanted me to give him some information. That never came to pass. I never met him 2 years prior because it was for that time for us to meet on our own. But yeah, I thought he was a nice guy. He was going to be just my friend because I had to gather all the data, make sure he was, right. So you have to like the person as a friend first, because what else do you have to gauge your relationship by? It's, besides, I put God first, he puts God first, but we had to be friends first and foremost and like each other for the person that he is or the person that I am, because without that, when you get a little bit irritated with that person, like we all do in relationships, you know that it's based on, God and then our friendship. But I always say, okay, now I'm going to talk to you as my friend and I'm going to get real with you, because sometimes husband and wife, it changes the dynamics of the relationship. And as a woman, sometimes we feel a certain way, and as a man, the husband role, you feel a certain way. But when you take all that away and say, okay, I'm gonna be real with you, my friend, this was out of order or that was out of order, and you respect it, you respect the friendship.
True.
Because I know in my past I've had boyfriends, and if we could have had something more than just a friendship, then we would have. But I have never found that until I met Daniel. So it is important that you are friends first and foremost.
Been married 4.5 years, 4 years.
Because it wasn't necessary for him to get on his knee.
My knees were bad.
Yeah, but it was just one day he said, "Let's go look for rings." I already knew he wanted to marry me, so that was just confirmation and a fun day.
Oh wow. I knew that I wanted to marry her because she could see me. She saw past the tall 6'2.5" frame, tall, dark, and handsome. She saw that, but she looked far, far deeper than that. She saw that she saw who I was, for real. She looked past the macho man. She saw everything that I was.
I saw things that he didn't want me to see or he didn't know I could see about him. You know, the little insecurities that we all have and the things that we've gone through in past relationships and in life that might hold us back from showing love and showing certain parts of ourselves. But God showed me him at his end, and you know, I knew that he was a good God. We have 3 grandchildren, and our daughters are not married, but they have children outside of wedlock. And so our grandchildren don't always see couples together, but we make sure when they see us together, we hold hands, we kiss, we say we love each other, we tell them we love them. It is so important that they get to see how a family structure really is, even if they don't see it in their own life. They see that, they call me Ellie and Pawpaw. They see Ellie and Pawpaw expressing love in the way they touch each other and the way they talk to each other, the way we pray together. They see it all the time. And so they look at us when we laugh and kiss and hold hands, and they want to be a part of it. So it is so important for us to teach the younger generation that it exists and that, you know, our love is just as strong as any other culture. It's just that we have to find those people that we connect with and make sure it's built on a foundation of friendship and relationship with, you know, God, family, and
Talk
friendship.
about, you know, a black woman being too strong. My wife was single for many years, over 20, because she was waiting for the right man. I'm happy that I could tell that she was rare, and this rare beauty happens to be my black queen, and I'm her black king.
My advice would be that they first need to ask questions, which I say gather the data, make sure that you are friends first and foremost, make sure that you are able to be yourself and express yourself without feeling uncomfortable, and just seek God in your decisions before you make them. But for the most part, make sure that you're friends and that you can be honest and yourself.
I would agree with that. I would confirm that by saying you have to know yourself. You have to know that you love yourself. I'm married to a very strong black woman. That's what I look for. She knows herself. She loves herself. She's intelligent. I always tell her she's a genius. I'm just brilliant. But I love my brilliancy, and I love her genius quality. You have to know that you're coming together to be better. You're better as a team. Like she said, get data, follow, You know, you need to get the data. You definitely need to know your mate, your potential mate in all seasons. I think you need to gather data for at least a year, because in summer, winter, fall, and all the seasons, that's when you'll know a person. Oh, I'm clearly the boss. You know, I'm the man.
It's so funny that you say that, because
Who the man?
when you really
Always ask.
respect, in the relationship, do you want to be right, or do you want to get to another place of being better? And so it's compromise. It's really, there's areas that he's awesome at, and there's areas that I'm awesome at. So when we get to a place where we're having a disagreement, one of us usually says, okay, well then you handle it. Or either we've learned in these short 4 years to back off and let one or the other handle it, because I'm not an expert in everything, and neither is he. So it just depends on the circumstance.
We do a lot of this. Okay, we might have a difference of agreement, so we do a lot of. Let's pray about it. Pray about it.
Well, I actually, when we were dating, it was, to me, gathering data is what we all should do. So if you are gathering data from this person and this person and this person, that's fine. But you get to a point where you know that it's gone beyond that, and there needs to be a decision made whether we're going to take this to another level or not. And if we're not, that's fine.
I did. I fell on the horse. I had never seen any. I've never seen a rarity like her.
So 8 out of 10 times he comes and says sorry.
You know what? Here we go. We'll get you. We'll leave here. You don't want to know what her mama told me to do with it. I know.